Hey everyone, I'm super excited because today I get to reveal the brand new way to study for the CPA exam that I personally invented. I'm super excited about it, and I know it's going to help you pass the CPA exam even faster. So let's dive in. Okay, so today's video, it's all about the newest way to study for the CPA exam, and I'm calling them KeslerCards. So it's a brand new way to study. But before I reveal what a KeslerCard is, I want to ask a very important question, and please leave a comment in the comment section of this video because I'd love to know your thoughts on it. But ultimately, should you use flashcards to study? And so it's a good question because there's definitely some bad flashcards out there that aren't necessarily going to help you pass a CPA exam any faster. And so the types of flashcards I'm talking about are just those generic, boring definition flashcards. So most of the major CPA review courses, they throw together a bunch of definitions and then a keyword on the front that you have to define in your mind. And so the purpose of using a flashcard is really to help you understand the material, not memorize the material, because ultimately that's the goal that the test creators have for you. They want you to be able to understand the material so that you can dynamically apply it no matter what CPA question they throw at you on the real exam. And so if you're just spending all your time memorizing things, it's hard to apply that memorization and then actually attain the level of understanding that you need. So ultimately it becomes busy work if all you're doing is flipping through definition flashcards, and that's not what I want for you. So this is the point where I really want to introduce KeslerCards. And so I've got a flashcard system built plus a digital note system plus a flashcard creator that all works hand in hand inside of Kessler CPA Review. So welcome to Kessler CPA Review. It's my brand new study supplement. So it also includes mentorship. So we're going to teach you step by step how to study. So we start with your mental mindset, then we go into planning, help you study based on your own learning style or study personality. Then once you optimize how you study, then you need to use your time wisely and make more time to study. So then we're going to help you with making time to study, navigating your relationships, and finding accountability. Then we're going to teach you how to study with your actual CPA review course. So we have tutorials for all the major CPA review courses. I'm going to teach you how to implement study loops, study funnels, how to implement the best practices with Kessler using Kessler CPA Review. So that we've got Kessler Qs and then the KeslerCards that I'm really excited to show you. And then after we teach you how to study, how to use your course, then we're going to teach you how to become a super test taker. So how to prepare for exam day, how to manage your test anxiety, how to optimize the number of points that you earn for your multiple choice and for your task-based simulations. And then what nobody talks about, what do you do the moment you walk out of your exam? What happens if you fail? What happens if you pass? Because again, there's a lot of opportunity to lose momentum if you pass or fail a section of the CPA exam. So we're all about keeping you on a step-by-step plan of attack so that you don't lose momentum, so that you have the perfect support system around you, so that you become unstoppable and earn your Kessler boost and ultimately pass the CPA exam. And so we've got retake tutorials, advanced FAQ videos, I've got some interrogations with CPA exam experts in the industry, and much more. It's really cool. But we're not here to talk about mentorship today. We're here to talk about a brand new way to study. Let me introduce you to KeslerCards. So KeslerCards, there are a couple different types. So we have sim cards and then calculation cards. So let me show you a quick sim card. So I'll go into here, and so we'll give you a question, and then you will have to figure out, okay, which option is it? Is it one or two, neither, or both? And then you flip it over, and then there's the four options for you, and then here's the answer, and then you self-grade yourself. So that's one type. So those usually go pretty quickly. But then if you really want to challenge yourself, then you want to upgrade to the calc cards. So these are mini task-based simulations. So we want to not give you something simpler than a multiple choice question. We want to challenge you. And so when you have a Kessler card or a calc card in front of you, you don't have any multiple guesses. There's no help. You either know the calculation or you don't. And this gets really cool because, again, you rely on your understanding of the calculation of the concept that's being tested, and then you flip it over, then you're given your four multiple guesses. So that's a little bit of help. So at least you can know if you're on the right track or not. If you're not, flip it back over, adjust your calculation, flip it, and you're like, okay, I think the answer is D. Then you scroll down, it's actually B. So at that point, then you can self-grade yourself. And so what's cool about this system is that we do have an adaptive mode. So the more data you feed the system, the smarter the adaptive mode is going to be. And you can get rid of all your filters. So say you're in a final review phase, turn on adaptive mode, and it's going to pull in flashcards that it thinks that you should be testing yourself on based on the data of unanswered questions, correct and incorrect. So it's a really cool system. And again, it's something that is more difficult than multiple choice questions, which again is our whole goal. So there is definitely a time and place for definition flashcards. So this is the next phase of KeslerCards. Yes, we have sim cards and calc cards, but there's also Kessler Create cards. So this is where you actually create your own study materials. And so this is, and there's a very specific way that I recommend that you do this. So the mistake that I made when I was studying for the CPA exam was that I was making hundreds of my own cards. So I'd be reading through the textbook and making cards as I went. I would be listening to the video lecture, taking a bunch of notes, then converting those notes into flashcards. And I was creating a ton of busy work where I could have been doing something different that was more efficient instead of creating my own study material. So with the breadth of information that is tested on the exam, you don't have time to do this. But there is a time and place for creating your own study materials. So here's what I recommend. So say you're studying in, say, a Becker or a Wiley, or you're going through the Kessler Qs themselves. This is a perfect opportunity for you to create your own study materials when you come across something that you never knew and maybe you were spinning your wheels on it and then you have an aha moment. So say I'm going through this question and oh my goodness, this blows my mind. I'm like, holy smokes, I didn't know that. That's really cool. I've been struggling with that for a while now. So then what I recommend that you do is, and I should have done this to begin with, is open up always have a separate tab open, and you can be using your mobile app to be going through questions and so forth, and then using your laptop as the flashcard generator. But you go into KeslerCards, lists, my sets, and I do recommend that you organize your studying based on the phase that you're in. And so I copied and pasted the explanation there, pop that into the back of the card. So this is the light bulb moment, and then this can be a question that you ask yourself, and then you save the card, and boom, that aha moment is now saved for future studying. And so what you can do is, and I'll just flip to that, so there's the front of the card and there's the back of it. And so this is incredibly valuable because when you're studying, then you're going to be capturing those aha moments through a flashcard. And so just because you have an aha moment right now doesn't mean in 2 weeks you're going to remember it. So that's why it's important to, when you have these important discoveries, to capture that moment and save it for later in the form of a flashcard. And so what's really cool is that when you're done practicing here, you can go through and review and then leave notes. And of course, I'm just putting myself in the way. Leave digital notes. So this is another question I get all the time. And this goes back to, should you use notes to study? And so I go back and forth. There's definitely a lot of value in creating your own study materials. If you're watching a video lecture and writing notes keeps you more engaged, absolutely do that. But I would not ever just make notes to make notes. And what's cool is that a lot of the study platforms out there, like I think UWorld Roger and Becker and Wiley, they all have the ability to leave notes inside of video lectures and lessons and so forth. So instead of taking copious notes over everything, inside the Kessler platform, we recommend that you use notes as creating a to-do list. So unlike a lot of the other CPA review courses out there, our study notes, they're all combined inside of one searchable page. So let me create a to-do list. Okay, so I'm just creating a YouTube study note that I need to research the highlighted statement. So you create that note and that's there, and once you clear it, you can delete it or edit it. And then what I recommend doing is that you'll take this particular statement, then you can highlight it. Okay, so now what you can do is go to your Notes tab inside of Kessler Qs, and then you can research the highlighted statement here. And now my mouse isn't working. Here we go. And then you can do your research over that statement. And then once you have cleared the note, then you can clear the note there and then create a flashcard over that particular area. And so this was highlighted statement and then research findings. So to me, this is a very efficient way to keep track of your to-do list by using digital notes on a particular question or even a flashcard, and then using the flashcard creator to then, again, save all of your findings for later review. So very cool idea. And again, the reason that review is so important, and I'll dig into one of our study loop reminders here. Study looping is one of my study methods that I teach inside of Ultimate CPA Exam Guide, the mentorship self-study course. And so what we recommend is that as you're going through the blueprints, as you're following our study plan, so say you complete area, what's going to happen if you don't review area 1 by the time you get all the way down here to area 4? You're going to have to relearn everything. It gets super stressful right before the exam, and it's just not a very efficient way to study. So with our built-in study looping reminders, what we're going to recommend that you do is after you complete area 1 or whatever the study planner is recommending based on when your exam date is, that you go back and review everything. And a great way to review is to go through your KeslerCards that are, again, testing your understanding of the material. You can also do additional practice exams, practice quizzes, review all of your notes, do additional research based on what you flagged, use a different CPA review course to dig into those particular areas that are identified within Kessler CPA and vice versa. And again, just having KeslerCards to quiz your understanding at a higher level than even a multiple choice question is going to be invaluable for this review process. So we recommend starting with the Kessler Qs, and then once you gain a better understanding of the concepts, then start testing yourself on even more difficult concepts through the calc cards so that you can start preparing for the full task-based simulations that you'll be seeing in the mock exam that you take. So again, this is a really cool way of looking at the CPA exam. And again, you should always be making flashcards when you have an aha moment. So that's something that's really important. So if you've been spinning your wheels on something and something finally clicks, that's definitely when you should be making a Kessler card and then periodically reviewing those cards every so often. So yeah, so that is the training, and that is the big reveal of the newest way to study for the CPA exam. And so if you want to start using KeslerCards today, I've got a very special offer for you down in the video description and in the comment section. So go ahead, start a free trial of Kessler CPA Review today, and I'd love to see you on the inside. I'd love to get you into my mentorship program, into our community, start getting you hooked up with our tutors, and get you access to our exclusive study supplements. So it's a really cool platform, and I'm very excited to see what kind of results that you can get. And yes, we are getting great results from folks who are using Kessler CPA Review if you are curious. So here's my world famous wall of fame. And if you're skeptical if Kessler CPA Review is getting results in real time for CPA candidates, I've got some bad news for you. We've got hundreds of success stories here. So for example, Yasmin, she just shared a few hours ago of me shooting this video that Kessler CPA Review gave her a huge boost to her scores, and she was able to pass both audit and FAR, and it's been a 6-year journey for her. So imagine how much her life is changed and how cool it is that something like Kessler CPA Review is getting amazing results for people around the world. And so there's just so many cool stories in here. I wish I had more time to share, but it just goes on and on. So this stuff works when you execute it. So if you are willing to put in a lot of hard work, I am here for you to help you pass this beast of an exam. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll catch up soon in the next video. Bye.